one of them bitches is done.
Told you we gonna come in obnoxious.
Goddamn
like
right, I'm coming in obnoxious because you know what this is, bitch. It's Sports U.
Sports U episode 41. Welcome everybody to episode number 41. 41 of these things.
41 of these things.
To introduce our producer Pete, El Jefe mentioned multiple times and appeared in the beginning stages of each episode. Welcome to the show, my guy. This is the only way that you can really hear class.
Welcome back,
right
Jefe.
Cheers all around.
Cheers all around.
Can I get a...
This is like the...
This is a blast from the past right here.
Yeah, this is like the beginning stages. The bare bones.
Yes, sir.
Episodes that I put up just to have episodes, and then I deleted later because they were pretty bad. But, hey, we got the content out.
We're all here.
Episode number 41. Gifton, you know how we like to start it off, my guy?
Yes, sir. You know who I picked. I got his jersey. And damn, I didn't wear his jersey. I didn't think about that. That's fucked up. Dirk Nowitzki, number 41, 2011 Finals MVP, 2011 NBA champion, the greatest big to ever do it from the Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki.
What? The greatest big to ever do it?
Yes.
The last solo superstar to win a ring.
I get you on that, but the biggest big man
greatest
to ever
big
do
to
it?
ever do it, yes.
I would say the most skilled.
Greatest big to ever do it.
I would say,
Dirk
I mean, he was the first, like, big man that was shooting threes like that, you know what I mean?
But even
like,
young Dirk was driving. And then once he added that face-up game, yeah, it was crazy.
But, like, he was driving in the Miami series.
He did a lot in the post, man. He
did, but that's what made
too.
him, like, so much better than, like, Tim Duncan. Because Tim Duncan just had, like, OG post game, but he had mid-range, step back, turnaround,
Don't talk about Tim Duncan like that.
You just
greatest big to ever do it.
A single time champion to a 5-time champion.
Okay, but
I personally got Timmy.
Okay, but let's be real though.
Bro.
Dirk's game was better to watch than Timmy. Yes or no?
Yeah, you see the arc on that.
Okay, that's all I was saying.
Because
like, he had the best
game, but like for me, Tim Duncan, I play like that. So like, there's a lot of people that
you play like Tony Kukoc. Shut the fuck up.
I love to go in the post. Tony Kukoc is fire. Well, let me get into mine right there. We went on a little side talk there. Episode 41. My player that wore 41 is going to be Wes Unseld.
Big Wes.
Now he's an older player. Don't really know too much about him, but he's definitely somebody who's made their mark on the league. Hall of Famer, 5-time All-Star. He was a single champion, Finals MVP, and was a 1-time MVP as well. Rookie of the Year. Wore number 41. Only averaged 10 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists.
And he got MVP? That's so wild.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Wild.
Why do you have that much total rebound? 14 a game for his whole career?
Then again.
Think about the game.
I was going to say, they were called the Bullets before the Wizards.
I mean, I guess so, but
only like
he's only 6'7".
Bro, 10 points must have been a lot of fucking work back in the day.
Jesus. Well, I'm glad that I picked him because that was very interesting to learn. I didn't really get to look at the stats, but now we got it. We mentioned 2 NBA players right now, right?
Yes, sir.
So what does that mean? We're gonna start with Gifton.
The reason why we do the show in the first place,
the NBA.
Yes, sir.
What are we gonna do here? So we just want to mention a couple of competitive games that happened recently. Especially when it comes to the Jazz. We've been talking a lot of shit on the Jazz.
You've been talking a lot of shit on the Jazz.
Well, I said that if they face a hungry Warriors team as a 1 seed and an 8 seed, or a play-in team that they match up like that, I see the Warriors taking that matchup. Now, I'm just going to continue it with this one. They've been having like a rough little stretch right here, and they just lost to the Wizards.
Yeah, that was
You
tough,
see that as
man.
a first impression, Gifton? What's your first impression?
Tough. I still... Like, I'm double down what I said last week, like almost 2 weeks ago. Like, I still do not feel confident that Utah is like the right first seed. Like, it doesn't matter. Because if they're losing to the Wizards, the Wizards have been ass all season. Like, yeah, they have their little spurts, but bro, they've genuinely been ass.
I would say that they've only been like ass when Russell Westbrook has been like unhealthy. So now he's healthy.
Yeah, but
he's been putting up a lot more valuable numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, even when he was putting up valuable numbers, bro, like I can still pull up a couple games when he dropped the triple-double and still lost.
So you're blaming this on Russ?
I'm not blaming this on Russ. Why am I blaming this on Russ?
Oh, well, you just mentioned him as a downside.
I mean, I didn't necessarily say he was a downside, but I mean, I'm saying like he's still producing at a high level, and they're still losing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what the hell? And the fact that they beat the Jazz, who the Jazz are that big tough. Hey guys, like we're here this year. We're here. We won it. We won the LeBron. Y'all don't want shit if you can't beat the Wizards.
No, I think that they've been playing with a certain type of swagger to them, as to like, we're the number one seed. We've been proving this. We can rely on our defense and our shooting. They've been really hot with the shooting, especially in the beginning of the year.
They were.
As of right now, man, they've just been relying on their defense, and they didn't even do any defense in that last game, right? So I think that because they relied too much on the shooting, they're gonna have bad shooting games. Mm. He had a lot of people that were able to hit some shots. You mentioned before the podcast, it was like Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles went off, right?
Joe Ingles had 34, and that's like
Royce O'Neal did not show up, and he's been showing up all season. You also have
you said Jordan Clarkson went 0 for, right?
He went 0 for 4, I think, from 3, and then you also have, I think it was Bogdan Bogdanovic who went 1 for 10.
Damn, he had 10 threes.
Dude, yeah. I mean, he's one of the main scorers on that team.
I mean, he likes to pull up from 3. Bogdan had 10 threes. That's a lot. That's like if Marcus Smart was taking like 13.
Hey, bro, he does that shit too, though.
That's crazy, though.
Well, okay, so this is what Rudy Gobert had to say. And you know how I don't really like Rudy Gobert like that. But let me tell you something, is that I actually enjoyed what he had to say here.
Get the fuck out of here. You actually like something Rudy Gobert said? I'm giving him
a little bit of flowers. And I also want to give Russ my flowers a little bit later, even though you're blaming him on shit.
Did I blame Russ at all? Thank you, piece of shit.
I heard something like that.
So I'm happy you got a producer in this bitch.
I've been swaying everybody, but I'm political here. All right, so let me just get into his quote here. He said, "We need to understand that we haven't accomplished shit." His words, not mine. Gobert said, "Oh, we get upset when people laugh at us on TV and disrespect us. It's not on us to respect ourselves. It's on us to respect ourselves. We're not the champions. We're not a team that can just cruise and turn it on come playoff time. We have to stay hungry." And I kind of liked it in the beginning because he's calling his own team out, right? Mm-hmm. But the way that sounded in the end, he just sounded like, they don't really necessarily know how to turn it on and turn it off. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of try to cruise, like he was mentioning, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that they have the right to, like, feel this type of way when they haven't really done too much other than, like, have one good streak. It's still really early in the season, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And, like I said, they have Donovan Mitchell, right? And he's, like, a star, but, like, as much as they have, like, this extra support, it's very, like, one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm trying to say? So, I feel like it'll always work because that's what the game is doing right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just going to have a bad night. But no, they met another team that was actually more hungry. And we've been talking about the Wizards and how we've been disappointed, but they're starting to turn it around.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like it was cool. Like you said, it was cool to see, Rudy Gobert, like, point at their flaws and everything like that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I still feel like he needs to, do a little more defensively. Like, if anything, you kind of should have just called yourself out instead of the whole team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. Because I've been calling his ass out this whole fucking time. Well, these Jazz, they just lost to the Miami Heat, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the 76ers as well.
Oof.
So, they've been facing some pretty good teams, and they've been getting, like, the less of them. And also, like, they've been blaming it on other shit, too. Mm-hmm. This time, they're blaming it on themselves. I wonder what could happen there. And what can it do for a team like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably nothing because, that's how I feel about them.
Well, to kind of put a cap onto that, it says, since February 24th, they are 3-5 with 2 wins versus awful teams. I don't know what those teams are. And the Boston win with some awful losses. So that's from The Athletic there. That's a little quote. Okay. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but Utah, it's just a false number 1 seed. It kind of feels like how the Steelers were.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get into this next topic here.
We got the Lakers versus...
No.
I mean, my bad. Doc. The Clippers, versus... losing to the Mavericks. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up. So, the Mavericks have played the Clippers 3 times this year. and the Mavericks are 2-1 against the Clippers.
Mm.
Now, one game Kawhi Leonard didn't play, but the last 2 games Kawhi Leonard played. And is it me or is Luka the kryptonite to the Clippers? Because it seems like every time he goes to the Clippers, plays the Clippers, bro, he's doing some crazy shit.
So I understand that, but I just also think that if you're calling him a kryptonite, then they have to win that series that happened in the postseason last year. It was in a bubble. There wasn't like home court advantage there. They had the younger squad. Maybe, losing KP kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And now having KP is good.
They did,
but KP didn't do shit, man.
No, KP didn't do shit, no.
Aaron,
besides
you're a
the
Knicks
double-double.
fan. You've seen what he was able to do for the Knicks. You see what he's able to do for the Mavericks now because, of course, you're an avid NBA fan. When it comes to it, man, like, did you notice his, deficiency in his defensive, awareness and how he plays defense? He kind of gets manhandled still with his small frame. He's not that big.
That's for sure. A lot of it is post-injury because when he was still in the Knicks, because obviously he was still healthy before he dunked on Giannis, but he was one of the best defenders in the league. He was kind of like, I don't know a comparison, but he was a good rim protector. In the case he was like an Anthony Davis, almost like a poor man's Anthony Davis on defense.
Okay.
In like comparison to
I feel that.
the skill set.
Okay.
Anthony Davis is a little more equipped to deal with wings because he can just move left and right, and he's not as tall.
Right.
Yeah.
But with KP, like
lateral quickness.
yeah, he can guard some threes and like the slower of twos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that gets to him is just big body centers who are just gonna be very physical with him because that dude's still he's 7'2", 7'3", but he's maybe 230, 240 pounds. Like
Dude,
he's still a very thin guy.
was manhandling him.
Zubac, think of that frame. Zubac is a big dude.
He is a big
dude.
dude. But another thing is that I'm watching Kristaps and he's not even boxing out people. Like
No.
he's
that's
taking like a
that's
soft
the
way
scary
out because
part,
I think it's his injuries because like you said
He was never
effort.
a good rebounder though.
Oh man.
He was never.
Nah,
a good
but I
rebounder.
mean,
He's
at
so
least he
tall.
grabbed you like 5'6".
Yeah, but he's
I understand
It's like,
because he's
damn,
on
you
the
can't give
perimeter.
me 5.
But when he is in the paint, I'm not seeing any type of effort.
Yeah.
That's my thing. If I seen effort, I'm like, okay, you're big enough. You're gonna get 7 at least.
He's a different
Especially
dude
in this
now. Yeah, that's the logic, but he's not a big rebounder. He was never a big rebounder for the Knicks either. It's kind of the same thing with like not to go on a real quick tangent, but
no, we're fine. It's still
Nah, fuck that.
talking about the
Go
Knicks
on that
and Mavericks.
tangent, brother.
yeah,
Go on it.
Like you guys know Laurie Malkinen from the Bulls, right? He's kind of like a
man.
poor man's KP. Same thing, 7 foot
That's
dude
crazy.
who just
Yeah,
wants
I
to
mean,
shoot, and not
yep,
get rebounds, and
yep.
not play defense.
That's
KP
a good
is
wild.
comparison.
KP is definitely a lot. I get you on the poor man's part, but Laurie's pretty good too. He has those nights.
He had a lot of potential.
You can say the same thing
and
about
then
Kristaps, though. He has those nights.
Jim Boylan killed him, and he hasn't really been the same.
Jim Boylan fucked
He's
his
doing a lot better
confidence.
this year.
Yeah.
But then with KP, like you look at his box score, and you're like, all right, dude, this is still cool because he's like 20-10 basically, or something like that, around
Something
those
like
lines.
that. Probably like 15 and 11 maybe.
But man, you just watch the performance, and the dude just wants to. He still likes those turnaround jumpers, or he likes those little 18-footers, and he likes shooting a lot. Do not get me wrong, and he's a good stretch big, but sometimes you got to use that length and that height, but he doesn't even really do it on mismatch, and so they'll try and post him up, and he's just so ineffective at it that they don't even do it anymore.
Well, that's another thing that he actually was actually doing pretty well in the post-up situation against these Clippers because nobody was really tall enough for him because they can only leave Zubac in there for so damn long.
Right.
And when that happened, he was like posting up everybody, and that's where I feel like the Clippers are losing to teams more recently is because of Serge Ibaka. He's been dealing with an injury right now, and like he could have definitely put some pressure on KP, and I think he could. If I had to pick between one-on-one, I think I'd probably pick Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, because Serge probably backing him down.
Yeah, he's
The
gonna
whole
do a
time.
lot.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a lot to that man.
Yeah, he's not as good as a shooter, but Serge is strong enough to muscle his way to that.
And Serge is a way better playmaker than him as well.
Yep.
Serge has gotten good at those, like when he rolls and like the help defender collapse from the corner. He's good
He's
at
a
making
great
those
passer.
little skip passes to the corner.
Well, to keep it on the Clippers, because I want to focus on them losing because everybody always has these high like potential for them and expectations and shit. So most recently, everybody's been kind of knowing that Nick Batum has been having a pretty fucking good year, right?
Yeah.
Like a revival type year.
Surprising.
Well, they just switched out for him with Marcus Morris as well.
Ugh.
Apparently, these Clippers haven't had a winning streak throughout a whole month. So
That's crazy.
dude, what? Like, you're supposed to be a dominant team in the league, and they just been up, down, up, down, up, down. And it just comes like with a whole bunch of things that it feels like a bridge that's going to easily fall. Like, I wouldn't trust this bridge. Mm-hmm. So, like, whenever they're losing, what happens? They choke, right?
They choke. Hella.
Every single time.
Hella
every single time.
business.
But, like, the thing is that I don't know, bro. Like, I just don't like the way they're losing. I don't like that they don't have a point guard still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, dude, like, even Luka Doncic, he was getting guarded by Paul George throughout the whole first half.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? They started switching on to other people because Paul George couldn't block shit. And he was still doing it to everybody else.
That's what Luka did.
My biggest thing on it, as a whole, honestly, is why isn't Kawhi Leonard a Defensive Player of the Year, a guy who's getting paid all this fucking money, not on Luka Doncic the entire time?
He's not the same no more. And he carries too big of an offensive load now.
That's what I was going to say. Like, do you know how much he has to do for the Clippers offensively and defensively?
Because he's their late game point guard. Him and Paul George, they split the ball handling duties.
But it's not even being a point guard because they just go ISO. And it's
because that's all they can do.
That's their exactly. That's them being a point guard.
Yeah. That's
try and go ISO, break down, and kick out.
That's their bread and butter, bro.
That's why they need a point guard.
Like, all right, Kawhi's on the left side of the wing. Fuck it, everybody get out the way. He's about to, back him down, turn around.
So they've been saying that they're missing Reggie Jackson more, and they had him. Like, I don't feel like
Reggie
it was a big
Jackson
difference
is
either.
fucking whatever, bro.
And
like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Honestly,
there.
I'm not trying to talk.
He's just
smoke,
there.
I don't think that
like that shit kills me about Clippers fans, bro. Like, oh, we got Reggie Jackson, we got Marcus Morris, bro. Marcus Morris is a fucking black hole. And the biggest ball stopper I have seen this year.
Well, Kawhi Leonard was quoting some stuff at the end of the game, just talking about effort.
Oh, how we have to have
the same type of mindset of like game in, game out.
Uh-huh.
And when I hear his comments, I'm just kind of like, bullshit, man, because why aren't you defending the player that's literally the only dude who's like destroying your fucking team? I think they dropped 108 points on the Clippers, 42 of them, 42.
Well, if you remember
Luka.
Well, if you remember the first game, the first time the Clippers and the Mavericks played this year, the Mavericks blew them out by 42.
No, 51.
51. Right. Ooh, 51. Jesus Christ.
Well, there you go. So, I mean, I don't think that they're necessarily kryptonite just yet. They have to do it in the playoffs to prove me wrong.
Okay. Good point.
I mean, the Clippers definitely have excuses, but I don't like the trend that they're going. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, you can't keep using these excuses.
Let's talk about a couple of future matchups right here, my friend. For the NBA.
Talk to me.
Whenever I'm thinking about the future matchups, I always want to just talk about teams that have been discussed or I feel like are on the up and up or they have like certain like different types of cultures happening. But this one I definitely want to bring up because we're just speaking about them, the Clippers, right? And they have a game against a Hornets team that is now over 500.
Ooh.
But I mean, like what can you expect from that gift? And like if you were looking at this game maybe in the beginning of the season, who would you have picked?
Shout out Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, I'd have probably picked the Hornets, bro. Because the Hornets,
even in the beginning.
Yeah, even in the beginning, because the Hornets are fast paced, high shooting. We're gonna hit the open man. We're gonna get a rebound, throw it down the court fast, real fast paced basketball. I love seeing that shit. That's why I was talking about it a long time ago with LaMelo. I love that LaMelo went to Charlotte. I love that the coach is letting him be him. I love that the coach is letting him do these crazy ass.
It didn't happen like that in the beginning.
I know it wasn't. It was very different because overseas coaches are very different from American coaches. Bro came from overseas, so the style of play and how they operate as a team is completely different. Yeah, the culture. But yeah, I love that MJ is like, hey, bro, just go play. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a lot of they're fast paced. They like to just kind of run and gun. They like to pass the ball. They're all kind of feeding off of each other. Bro, like I think you're exactly right. They rank 7th in 3-point percentage. They rank 3rd in assists. Throughout the whole entire league. And they also, surprisingly, rank 6th in steals. They have about 3 different players that average over 1.5 a game, which is pretty good if you think about it.
Malik Monk and Devontae Graham.
And LaMelo. He averages 1.6. And that's the only person that actually averaged over 1.5, but the average of all of them put together was around a seal and a half, which is pretty good to me. Rank 6, as we were saying, but I don't know, it's a really cool story for the Hornets. You have LaMelo in a rookie campaign. You have Rozier, who's benefiting from the freestyle, the like belief in him. He's been pulling up in the clutch to even get some more like pointers from everybody.
Yeah.
But he's averaging 20 points a game along with Gordon Hayward, who has like some to prove basically. He's on a mission.
Yeah, the vet that's gonna slow it down. That's
everybody counted him out. He took a step back from these two guys, kind of taking his place and stuff, just fitting into his role real nice.
Still got overpaid a little bit.
I don't know because he's doing very well for this team, man.
But
what do you have to say? It looks like
you look like he's about to say something.
I don't think it's definitely not an overpayment just because look at what he's doing. Like, even though he's probably not like an all-star, he was borderline all-star. But just look at the effect of what his professionalism is even doing to that team, because we wouldn't have been talking about them in this light.
Remember we were how he celebrated the other day, and everybody was like, "Oh man, even Gordon Hayward's celebrating." I think what Aaron's kind of saying, like, you know, he's been influencing everybody else and bringing professionalism into it. I bet you they're giving him some life and energy and that shit because they're all young and have some free spirits when it comes to that. It seems like they have 4 players shooting over 40% and from three, yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, that's nuts.
How about to say, imagine from a field goal, we're like, yeah! And then LaMelo is not one of them. So he's shooting 36%. Everybody knows that he's been getting better and developing with that. Definitely getting his confidence in there, too. So, despite all of this, though, I want to be honest with you, with this matchup, I got to go with the Clippers.
Oh,
they lost one more recently, so guess what? They got to win one, right? That's their pattern. Bitch. Well, man, I mean, they got really good players, and when it comes to the Hornets, you know, they're free-spirited, and they're all good and great. But let me tell you this much. The Clippers are like 4th in turnovers, so they keep the ball pretty well. They know how to handle it. They like to play at fast pace, too. Don't get that wrong. They're not really one of the types that gets assists.
They do.
They're the type that I'm going to run it through a fast break.
Yeah, they do.
So, big a score, but overall, man, it should be a good.
Another shout out to the Malik Monk renaissance, because
shout out Malik.
That dude went to the G League. That dude was on the outskirts of the team. Yep. That dude wasn't playing, and now
look at him.
He's back. You know what I mean? He's what we thought he should have been. It just took a while.
Yeah. My buddy's a big Kentucky fan. He had like him all written all over it. Like, he's gonna be better than De'Aaron. He's gonna be better than De'Aaron. I didn't really see it, but like I understood his clutchness. I felt like he was too skinny to be that like effective, but like. He's going into his own right now, having a little bit more confidence in that culture. They have the right mix of everything, like we were saying. And at the same time, like, we've been preaching it on Sports U, man, that locker room is a big deal.
That locker room is key.
Oh, look at all these championship locker rooms. It's key. But let's get into the next one. Right across the way, the LA Lakers against the Suns. The Phoenix Suns.
Okay. I like this.
That's a pretty good one, man.
This is a good game because
you have the Suns. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
What seed are the Suns? They're like the 2nd seed.
The Suns are the 3rd seed. The Lakers are the 2nd seed. From what I remember,
so they got back to the 2nd seed,
and then you have the Jazz 1st seed, but the Lakers are a game and a half back. There might be games that are changing that right now going on, but overall, that's what the seeding looks like. Yeah. So Lakers and Suns are fighting for that 2 seed. You know what I mean? It's starting to get down to the nitty gritty. The Suns just lost to the Timberwolves. The Lakers just beat the Timberwolves. Kifton, who do you got in this matchup? The Lakers or the Suns?
I would probably go with the Suns. And I'm going to only go with the Suns just because I feel like with Chris Paul being on a team with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Jordan, Jay Crowder, they have the right vets. They have the right coach. They have the right culture. They have that chip on their shoulder, and they're trying to do everything that they can to hold this 2nd seed.
Did you watch that game against the Timberwolves and how they lost?
When the Suns played them?
Yeah, when the Suns played them.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards was going crazy, didn't he?
Well,
he had
not
like
just
43,
Anthony,
right? And Big Cat had like 41.
They both had over plus.
Wild.
Plus
shout out Jordan Woods.
But so what I'm trying to say is, like, did you watch it actually happen and how they lost? Because these Timberwolves were getting after it, but like the Suns, they were just feeding the ball to Devin Booker, and he was having such an efficient day. And then they were kind of feeding the ball, and then he wasn't really coming through because they were just. It felt like he was getting tired, and he was just trying to put out because he was having a really, really good day. But these other guys were coming back and answering. They went on like a 15-0 run. They were down by 14. I mean, the Timberwolves were down by 14.
Yeah.
And they came all the way back. It was really, really bad to watch. CP3 was hitting some late shots in the end so that they can bring him back, but they fouled way too early when they didn't need to. The defense was not intelligent whatsoever, and at the last point, they let, I think, Willie Hernan-Gomez make the game-winning shot, and Devin Booker tried to block it and foul him.
Of all fucking people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but out of all fucking teams to take down a 2 seed when they're about to meet the Lakers and they want to set a tone, I feel like.
Right.
So these guys are facing each other right now. I feel like they got too comfortable. They let Devin Booker continue to cook, and it didn't really work out.
Right.
Man, the Lakers come off a couple good wins against the T-Wolves, against the Hornets. We were just talking and gloating about them as well. I think I got the Lakers in this one, and I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be really close, but I think LeBron's going to be in Devin Booker's ear like, good game, mate. Like,
I can't try again. That's what I was going to say.
Can't try again. Let me tell you this much, though, too. I just want to mention Dennis Schroeder, 28-9 while he's in the lineup.
Damn.
Without him in the lineup, they are 0-4, and that was just due to the protocols with COVID. So he's not even an injury guy. And he plays good-ass defense.
Damn, 28-9. Jesus.
The West goes through Anthony Davis's Achilles.
You think his Achilles is it? Because I know it's a calf, but you know what we said about Kevin
They
Durant.
said calf, and they've said heel, and it's like, you know what that is.
Yep.
Why do you think they're keeping KD out, too? Just precautionary.
Dude, they're keeping KD out for a cool minute.
They are.
Well, shit, I would too, you know what I mean? Because, like,
why not?
These dudes are going ham. Like, James Harden's going ham. Kyrie's, he's, like, coasted. But
he just had 45 today.
Yeah, he can take over whenever he needs to, so, like, no rush.
Exactly.
And I think, they're only a game or two or maybe 2.5 behind the Sixers.
Remember,
I think they got the first seed.
Right now?
I think they got the first. Man, I gotta look it up now.
No, they don't got the first seed.
Yeah, Philly's still
Philly. Somebody look that up, please, because that's just gonna bug me.
It's still Philly by like a game or two.
Yeah, he can check it out. So, oh man, I lost what I was gonna say.
My bad.
But no worries. But
the Nets are a half game back now. The Bucks are a game and a half.
Oh,
and then the Heat are in fourth. Oh, good job.
Yeah,
Heat. 6.5 back.
We gotta talk about them.
Fuck
soon, bitch.
You.
But no, we're gonna say this much though. Remember how easy it was for Kevin Durant to go into the Warriors? It's gonna do the same. It's gonna. They've already played games with each other, and they already know each other. Probably playing in fucking practice at least. He's gonna seamlessly get back into that lineup and just whenever we need an extra score and the time's at 7. Here, Kevin.
Yeah.
Go 13 for 16 with 31 because he hit some free throws and you get to the bucket. Yeah. So he's the best.
That's the
like,
cool,
like he's the greatest scorer I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's the cool thing about having to do like Kevin Durant, like, because that chemistry is always gonna be there because you know them dudes hoop at UCLA every summer.
And an added bonus is what happened to this James Harden, man. He's full on point guard James. Well, not right now. Now he's kind of doing like old James Harden,
but he's not MVP. It's Damian Lillard. I'm telling you.
No, you're right on that. But I told you, James Harden is killing shit in Brooklyn.
In the beginning of the season, Gifton had
Steph Curry. Still going.
I also had Steph Curry. I switched my pick because Damian Lillard, and I read a story about him. Pretty hard to touch, man.
Oh yeah, dude, he's lost a lot of people.
No,
yeah,
like exactly. But
scary.
Overall, like he's been putting out right now.
Yes, every night.
MVP.
Every night.
But that is a wrap on why we do the show in the first place, which is the NBA. But
yes, sir.
Go ahead and hit the fucking horns, Gifton.
Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da.
Da, 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 da.
Da.
Whoo, that was beautiful.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Let's go ahead and get into it. You know how we like to start it off. It's free agents right now. It's drama right now. Trade talk. Even though I've been wrong, it seems like about Russell Wilson. And another guy that I made a prediction about
who's that
getting traded is Deshaun Watson.
Man.
Now, I just want to bring this up because why'd you
even make this a topic, bro?
Because I've been mentioning a whole bunch about
we are shaming trading. Black men, Robbie. We don't do that on this podcast.
Men. I just want all I am giving is facts right here about what is allegedly happened. And I think it's great on what I'm going to say right now as to like how confident he is right now. But it sucks that he's being accused of this type of stuff.
Because it happens to everybody.
It does happen to a lot of people in the athletic
industry. It's the new silencer, bro.
Would you rather not talk about this?
Hey, it's true. Fuck it, we here. Let's go.
Deshaun Watson. Just to give you just some details on it. Right?
Okay.
No, because
I mean, I seen it. I just been ignoring everything about it.
It's good to know about it.
No, I know, but it's just like, God, it happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
The NFL is investigating, allegations against Deshaun Watson. The attorney representing the 7 women who have sued Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson.
Oh, come on. 7?
7 of them.
Ah, bro, this shit is fake. 7 of them? 7? Come on, bro.
For alleged sexual assault, he intends to file an additional 5 civil cases and has met with 10 other women about filing similar complaints. That's so much. And here's the thing. We give a lot of shit to Ben Roethlisberger.
Fuck that guy.
Nah, still fuck Ben.
Still
fuck Ben.
Because that guy's a certified rapist.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he is one. Deshaun Watson is one.
I'm sorry.
But that guy is terrible, man.
Fuck that guy.
Hey. We don't discriminate around here.
Yeah,
did Ben Roethlisberger, now we got to do this guy. We also did Antonio Brown. Oh, he's also black.
It's an anti-Big Ben
Come
podcast.
on, bro.
You're the one who said it. All right. So, let's see here. The NFL has not punished players based on civil lawsuits and has put players on the commissioner's exempt list. So, that's his, playing status, I guess you could say right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think maybe, if he's not traded, I don't think he's still going to be playing on the Texans because he has a whole bunch of shit going on. Even Antonio Brown didn't get to play because he was on the exempt list when the season was happening.
And he had to sit out 9 games.
If these allegations are even just brought out that long, it'll still keep him there.
Mm-hmm.
So Watson said he learned, and this is the bright side, silver lining in this.
Okay.
I preach both sides.
Talk to me. What is
it?
It
made me feel bad.
What is it?
Just wanted to learn more about. I think other people would like to learn more about this.
To everybody.
It does.
Everybody.
Never mind.
And niggas just being the man.
Watson said he learned that he was being sued by a publicity-seeking plaintiff's lawyer. So basically, he did it through social media.
Ah.
It was a social media post, and his name is Mr. Busby. Fucking kidding me? Yeah, that... See? Does it still seem that serious? Still?
A dude,
the guy's name is Mr. Busby.
Accusing him of rape allegations?
That's the attorney for
he's
the women.
He's attorney for 7 women right now.
Instagram
and
attorney?
He's met with 10 other women.
An Instagram attorney
He publicly sued him through Instagram. Or not Instagram, but social media. So,
what the fuck is going on there?
He demanded, before he put it up, a 6-figure salary or 6-figure settlement.
Right.
And then, of course, Watson says he quickly rejected. That's what Watson said. All what I just said right now, that's what Watson said. So, I mean, there's 2 sides to every story.
Of course.
I hope it isn't, because this guy... 3 sides?
Side A, side B, and the truth.
And the truth.
What'd you always say? Where there's smoke, there's fire?
Exactly.
No, but I don't. But the thing is that where there is smoke, there is fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he has so much shit going on right now that it's like, why is it coming out right now?
Do you guys think that this could possibly lower his trade value?
Oh, it definitely.
No. Obviously, it's just
right now.
Yeah, obviously it's just allegations. Yeah, obviously, until proven guilty.
Nobody wants any part of that right now, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No.
Imagine trading for a guy who has allegations on him.
But now that the NFL is getting involved, say it takes a little time, and obviously there's no deadline and whatnot, but teams are going to start to close that door because you can't just, can't plan a season around an if we get Deshaun Watson.
I mean, like I said, I don't think he's going to be playing for the Texans.
No.
I think the Texans already found a new quarterback. I think they just signed somebody new. I just forgot, and I don't give a shit about the Texans. I just give a shit about Deshaun Watson.
Shout out Will Fuller, headed to Miami.
He's a great player. I really hope that these things surrounding sports, because I love sports. I don't want things that are negative like this, that put all these different athletes in this type of light.
Yeah.
The stereotype that basketball players cheat on their wives on every road trip. Mm-hmm. That type of stuff. That's not what I want to be focusing on, even though it's a funny joke.
Even though some
stereotype funny, but it's not funny in the long run. Little dark humor.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Have you guys talked about the Jack Easterby stuff?
The what?
Jack Easterby?
Jack
I have
Easterby.
no idea what
Who is that?
Dude,
Who is
so
Jack
so really
Easterby?
quickly, like you guys need to do this on the next show, honestly. Like do a little deep dive, like just spend like 10 minutes on it. So it's I don't want to get the wrong word, but he was like the team like pastor, but he was also not a development coach, but like
the minister or something.
kind of he's for sure like
Spiritual coordinator.
Yeah, it was something along those
Okay.
lines. Like he was like a self-help coach or something like that. But he's also like he became Steve McNair, who's the owner. He became his advisor.
Oh wow!
And dude, there was a great report. I think it was on the Athletic. I'm pretty sure it was the Athletic. They do great work. But people in the locker room are saying it's like a cult like atmosphere over there and stuff like that. And this dude
in Houston,
yeah, they're saying this dude Jack Easterby, who has no like actual
football
like sports, no football knowledge and no sports like actual
awareness,
credibility or like resume. He's like basically running everything. Like he's not running the football operations. That's what is his first name? It was the coach Nick Casario. Is that his first name? Nick?
No,
I don't know.
It's
Who the
Casario.
fuck
I
that
just don't
coach
remember the
is.
first name, so excuse me for that. But he's like doing like he's doing the football, getting like the team he wants and stuff like that. But everything else is running through this guy Jack Easterby, who's
No
like
way.
just
We'll definitely look into that.
dude.
definitely
Please,
look
it's
into
really
that.
crazy.
We'll
It's
make sure
really
that we
crazy.
got
Fuck
that
yeah.
shit unlocked,
Episode
because this is
42
Sports
coming
You.
soon.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Ooh, segment name.
It's
Good
wild.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you for that, Aaron. But we also have a couple more minutes here, about 8. Let's go ahead and get through these last 2 gifting because these ones are actually a little bit for you.
Because
you
we
can
got
talk your
AJ
shit.
Green to the Cardinals.
Are you that happy?
Yeah, because I like AJ Green.
Dude.
I like AJ Green a lot.
Do you
I
feel
like
good?
AJ Green. I like AJ Green with D Hop and Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk out there.
I
Yes.
love that you said that.
Fuck
because
yeah.
you know what? When
Shout
you
out
have
Christian Kirk.
Shout out Christian Kirk.
Oh, dude, Christian
and
Kirk came from Arizona.
what's
so
bro's
fuck
name?
him.
Isabella? David Isabella? What's his name? I know his last name is Isabella.
I don't know.
I don't know what I think it's David. It's like David or Alex, but all of them, bro. Like Arizona, the Cardinals have a good receiving core right now with D Hop and Larry Fitzgerald at
They
the
have
head.
they have special skills.
They all
Very
have special
specialized.
skills.
Can I
Yeah.
ask one quick question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the way I looked at the AJ Green signing is either one or two ways. It's either one, Larry's gone, and we're just gonna get another veteran backup that can provide some stability, even though they're different skill sets.
Mhm.
Larry's been in the slot for the past X amount of years and been great at it.
Mhm.
Or two, it's like hey Larry, we got another workhorse, another veteran. You could be the cherry on
Can I
top right
answer-
here, Larry.
Yeah, can I answer that, Gittin? Because we only got a certain amount of time here.
Okay, but option 2.
The option 2?
Yeah, option 2.
I think that Larry looks at it and says, am I run blocking? Because that's what he does a good amount.
Yep.
And if they say, yes, we plan on you run blocking, staying in the slot, then he's like, all right,
I think I'm done.
I think that I'm done.
I think my body
But-
can't take it.
I mean, I feel like I could have said that about the last 2 years, and he
Mhm.
still had a very productive year
Very
last year. It
productive.
wasn't crazy.
He's
But
just safe hands. He's a
let's
safety
just think-
blanket.
yeah, and let's just hope that he can just be there and put it up with it for one more year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me just talk about this. They were 6th in yards last year. Now with the addition of not just AJ Green, but they also had Rodney Hudson from the
Rodney
Raiders
Hudson.
to give him
Protection.
some more time.
Love Rodney
And then you also
Hudson.
have JJ Watt again on the other side still.
JJ.
So-
You can give him the ball back to Kyler.
It's so nice that this is how a team builds around a quarterback.
Exactly.
A young quarterback.
A young
Yes.
quarterback.
And think about it this way. Look at their running backs right now. They just lost Kenyon Drake, right? I was
Cheap.
like, man, I'm kind of worried.
Sucks.
They had
Cheap
they had
and
two
young.
other people. One guy, EJ Benjamin from Arizona State. He might be able to make a breakout. He's the youngest one there, but we'll see what happens when it comes down to that. But let me tell you one thing about AJ Green. Let me finish the Larry Fitzgerald real quick. Larry Fitzgerald, if he wants to come back, he might still have to run block because that's just his culture. That's just the way he does things.
I feel like
But I'm saying if he it can also be the easiest in the receiving end
Mhm.
because he has so many threats around him.
Yeah,
Because Christian Kirk ain't
More
no
open
scrub like we were
catches.
mentioning.
he's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got a smart motherfucker who can read zones
Mhm.
and can actually just sit there and play almost as a tight end. You can almost put Larry Fitzgerald as a tight end. He
Yeah,
does
you
so
could.
much of everything.
You could.
But let me just say one more thing about AJ Green.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the last 3 seasons, basically, because he didn't play in 2019,
Yeah.
2018, 46 receptions. 2020, was last year. Most recent, 47 receptions. The year before that, 694 yards. The most recent year, 523. So 523 yards. 2 touchdowns in the most recent year, 6 touchdowns in 2018. I hope that we can see more of him. He is rejuvenated. He mentioned it. I love AJ Green. Very big fan. I think this is a really good one right here. And it sucks because my Rams are in the same division. And these guys just keep getting better and better.
Depending on what's done with Russ, that's a tough division.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Because wherever he goes, he's fucking that whole division up.
And who says that him and Pete Carroll don't just, turn the other cheek for you? Because realistically, what's out there, it's a hard cap, so, very limited options, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just turn the other cheek and try and just bite through it. Like, how did he coexist with Marshawn? They just said, fuck it, we're just going to play football.
Yep. Yeah. It's
another hard team,
football.
Man. Yep.
Like you're mentioning, it's a team thing. We just seen it with the Bucks. Like we just seen it beforehand with the Chiefs, and
they all buy in.
They set up the defense a lot better, and they were able to make it to the Super Bowl. And then the next part is that they lost the offensive line, and then the Buccaneers definitely had a great counterattack to that, which is a great line, an experienced one. Right. So overall, like we just see how a team makes a difference, not just one individual player. But definitely, again, plus AJ Green might mean plus, Larry Fitzgerald. Like you say. But let's get into the last one here for the NFL. Gifton, you've been mentioning a lot of shit. You talk a lot of shit about Carson Wentz.
Fuck him.
Pat McAfee has an interview with him. It's pretty fucking good.
I like Pat McAfee, there. So yeah.
Check it out. But, Gifton, Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, says that this is a golden era for the Colts. How do you feel about that with kind of like the number 2, number 3, top 5 defense with the new quarterback? And it's Carson Wentz, your favorite.
This is how I feel about Carson Wentz.
Upset.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Indifferent.
I don't care. He ain't doing shit.
Can I ask you something?
What's up?
Who's better, Carson Wentz or Phillip Rivers?
Phillip Rivers.
That's crazy. Why do you think? Why are you so down on Carson Wentz? Is it because of the past year, or is it just because of him?
Phillip Rivers wasn't as hurt as Carson Wentz.
That man don't move.
But I get what you can assume, like that Carson Wentz is hurt. I mean, I seen him play all the games last year until he got benched. So
and I seen him hurt. Yeah, and I seen him play too, and he looked fucking terrible. Like
even the year before that, he literally wilt them. He was throwing us basically not this past year, the year before.
Thank you.
He was throwing
and
us. Us 3 right here.
How many times did
I swear.
How many times did Eli Manning lead the league in interceptions?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And he's a 2-time Super Bowl winner. All I have to say is this guy had an MVP season. I think that he can come into a system that he had that MVP season in and make a small difference where they did have the number 2 defense in like total yards, or at least top 5, as you could say. Now, when you think about it, the Colts allowed the second least amount of sacks last year. So Carson Wentz has nothing to fucking worry about. He also has a very young running back in Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor's nice.
Jonathan Taylor's really nice.
Yeah.
A great O-line. Yeah. A defense, of course, like I just mentioned. The only bad part about this, I would say, is all the pressure's on Carson Wentz.
Yeah. And Frank Reich is going to expect a lot out of him because he's been there with them.
There is no way. I agree with you. And I just think there is no way that these guys should not at least have a conference championship. Like not
aspirations.
Winning, not winning it, but you have to be in it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
In the AFC,
wait,
you have
in
to
it
be
or
in it.
win it?
No, you have
to.
to.
Their
be
defense alone, you should be. You should be in the divisional round.
Even if they make the playoffs, I'm not impressed.
Nope. I'm going with the failed season.
Damn. I have hope in Carson Wentz, honestly. I'm not saying it's gonna be like how he was in his quote unquote MVP year, you know what I mean? But I think he's not gonna be as bad as he was last year just because he was trying to save a sinking ship and he doesn't know how to swim.
Let me just kind of backpack on you on that, right? The Colts were 14th in passing. Now let me ask you the same question I asked Gifton. Do you believe in Phillip Rivers or Carson Wentz more?
I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz. He's a more modern quarterback. He can move. He can make stuff happen out of the pocket. The only thing is him and Phillip Rivers kind of suffer from the same problem, and it's either like holding on to the ball too long, forcing it, throwing in the windows that aren't there.
Again, these guys had it in, they were 14th in passing yards. I definitely think that they can take a step forward with what they have. The line contributes to the productiveness of receivers to actually get open, actually run their routes. But let me ask you this last question here. He said that this is the golden era for the Colts. Golden era for the Colts, right?
Okay.
What if you're considering an NFL team, like this is the golden era for that team?
Uh-huh.
How many Super Bowls do they have to win?
You gotta win that one.
I don't know, but you gotta at least win one.
You
but you
gotta
gotta be in contention for like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So this is okay.
And
that's where I ask you: do you say that the Seahawks Legion of Boom? Do you call that the golden era?
Yeah, because they was fucking shit up, but they just couldn't win.
Aaron,
but they won. I mean, not that they won, but
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's that. Like, I don't know about golden era because like when I think of golden,
for the Seahawks, yes, because they're
golden era.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
Your standard of golden era.
Finish your point, and then
because like when I think of golden era, I just think of like you have the best talent like from your team. You know, like. Not to, obviously the Warriors are totally different, but that's definitely a golden era because those are like in-house guys. You know what I mean?
So specifically for that franchise, this is the best group of players.
Not even best, but this is a bright, promising like it's a golden team. Yeah,
because in my definition of a golden era, that would be 2 rings.
Yeah, you got to form a dynasty time.
That's
you know what I mean?
Rings.
Yeah.
Golden is 2,
and that's in a span of you can even do it in NFL. You can do it in 8 years because think about it, like a good quarterback, like a great one, can give you 8 years. Even Cam Newton gave us 8 years. You know what I mean? So I think that 8 is a good amount. If you can win 2 in 8 years, that's a golden era.
This past 10 years of the Saints was a golden era.
Or the Saints a golden era?
But that's only one.
It's really tough, but they were there almost not there, but like they were in contention every year. Every year in
Super Bowl's really hard to win.
Yeah, year in year out, we were like, oh, the Saints, they're gonna be really good, and they just got the
really good one because they had a long stretch of just being good.
And think about the Minnesota Miracle. Think about Drew Brees fucking up his ribs, and think about what's the other one before the Minnesota Miracle. That's Rams. the PTI Rams, call, right? Yeah. There we go. You know what I mean? That I would consider this kind of a golden era.
Okay. So I would concede that it just takes one, but they got to win one.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
Here it is. Like I don't think this is. Again, they just have to go to the conference championship.
They got to go through Tom Brady.
Let them do that in the next one.
Yeah.
No, I think they're in the AFC. Yeah, they're in the AFC.
Well, Super Bowl wise, if they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, they got to go through Tom.
But for a conference championship, for my limitations, is at least for this year.
Yeah.
Next year, all right, it takes you 1 year. Let's get it in.
Right.
But like this first year though, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, that's it, man. I think we talked to a couple, like 3 different topics for free.
There was actually one more little small free agency note that may or may not be impactful.
What was that?
30-year-old Patrick Peterson left the Cardinals finally and signed with the Vikings on a 1-year, $10 million deal.
Yeah, I seen that.
I was gonna actually figure out something to where we could just talk about all the free agents,
notable ones. That's smart.
Because there's so many,
so much. Yeah,
but like I just want to mention
even Galladay from the Lions.
Dude, I think is he still up?
Yeah,
or did he sign with the Patriots?
I know he was meeting with the Giants last thing I saw him.
I think the Jets.
I think one that was really interesting. You guys seen Shaquille Griffin sign with the Jaguars?
I did not.
For 3 years.
I did not.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Urban Meyer.
Right, I was just about to say that, bro. Thank you. With Urban Meyer, they got the first pick. They could possibly get Trevor Lawrence.
That's a good free agent.
They definitely got Trevor Lawrence.
I'm pretty sure they got Trevor Lawrence on lock, but bro, they got Shaquille Griffin too, and they paid Shaquille Griffin.
I think they got a receiver. I forget though.
I can't.
But like, let's save it for the free agent.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be a
good one. That's a lot of content.
We'll save it for when El Jefe can come back. Thanks for joining us, my guy.
Jefe!
Appreciate this, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me just say this much: the really shitty camera that we have, that was the first camera that we ever filmed on.
Ever.
Episode 41.
41.
Many more to come.
Yes, sir.
Just appreciate you guys' support once again. Thank you, Aaron, for coming out with us. Hopefully we can have you multiple times in the future. We've been having multiple guests, but Gifted, man, how you feeling? This is episode 41, my guy. What do you got to say to everybody?
Shout out Dirk. Shout out Dirk. First off, greatest big to ever do it. Shout out all the supporters, man. I see we got a lot of supporters coming through on Instagram. Go ahead and shout out that like button. Bust down those comments. Tell your job. put your 2 weeks in and
Yeah.
quit, and then go home and watch Sports U with some Twinkies in your face. And remember
To
support the